Thank you for watching this short video about the CIPR's 2024 governance consultation. My name is John Gerlis. I'm the Head of Public Relations and Policy at the CIPR. I'm joined today by Rachael, 2024 President, and Alastair McCapra, CIPR's CEO, to explain a little bit about why we're running this consultation, the process, and hopefully what it could achieve. Alastair, if I could start with you, please. Could you just explain why we're reviewing our governance now?
Sure. I mean, it's something that organizations need to do periodically. We haven't had a major review for 10 years. And I think the experience of COVID has particularly changed the way people live and work, whether or not they're prepared to come to meetings face to face, whether they want to do more things virtually, so on and so forth. So it's part of a general periodic review prompted by the changes that we've seen in the last couple of years. And also I'll mention the fact that we have the National Equality Standard now. So we are kind of required to take a good long look at our governance to make sure that we're meeting the requirements of that.
Right. And Rachael, what are the changes that are being proposed in the consultation?
Okay, so the changes aren't huge, but are also going to have significant impact. I think the key thing that we need to focus on is the splitting of the current presidential role. So what we are looking at creating is a separate chair who will be external and paid, and then also having the president who effectively becomes chief volunteer, chief person within CIPR, chief member. That will then give us individuals be able to concentrate greater on what their roles are and be able to drive the organisation forwards. It's also going to then, we'll lose some of the co-opting of two individuals that the president can bring onto the board. Everybody will be nominated, go through the nominations committee and be elected and selected into those positions. So we're going to change that around a little bit, meaning that should come out to a wider audience. We're also proposing a smaller council, really getting down to a group of people that are able to have a clear, clarified role, what they are able to do. And so every member knows who they can contact around these things and are really focused on driving the organisation forward into the future.
Great. You mentioned members there. Good governance addresses the way an organisation operates. How will CIPR members notice the difference, assuming changes are agreed?
So I think there's a few ways in which they should mention. The first one is there'll be even more opportunities for everyone to get involved. I think that has to be the really big one that comes out of this. We want to be more and more people involved in all the different disciplines, all different levels, from different backgrounds, whether you're in-house, independent practitioner or agency, wherever in the world you are. This is part of what we're looking at doing, is so we can increase the number of people that are involved and the types of people involved. What then hopefully we'll see in a few years' time, who knows, maybe we will have more people that are sitting at the top, more people that are driving things forward, more opportunities to be able to really position our institute into being the powerhouse it can be against some of our peer groups and other chartered institutes.
Fantastic. Alastair, what is the process then? So how can people get involved and what are the sort of immediate steps going forward?
Okay. I mean, I'll start from the end, which is that we have a royal charter and we have to ask for changes to be made to that royal charter and to our bylaws. And those have to be made if they're agreed by the Privy Council office. And in order to have a Privy Council office make those changes, we need to hold an extraordinary general meeting. So we're holding an extraordinary general meeting probably in April, at which we will ask members to endorse the proposed changes. And what we're doing before that is an online consultation now, which asks members to have a look at a set of slides which describes the different elements of these proposed changes and asks them to say whether they're broadly in agreement and whether they have any questions or concerns about them, so that when we bring something to the EGM for final approval, it reflects any of the points that have been raised in the online consultation. And I should also say that I'm very happy to go and talk, as I'm sure Rachael would be as well, yes, to any of our groups or panels or networks who want to discuss this face to face over the coming weeks.
Right,
so what we're asking members to do, to be specific, is to have a look at the online materials, have a look at the proposed changes, put in comments and questions, and if you want either Rachael or me to come and have a conversation about what we're doing and why, then let us know and we'll set it up.
Fantastic. You answered my next question, which was what can members do and how can they get involved? So I think we've addressed that. And then finally, Alastair, if you just explain, assuming we have those changes agreed at the EGM, as you've explained, what are the next steps to actually implementing them within the organisation?
Mean that when we go into our next elections for president, we'd be electing a president to a slightly different role, assuming that's all agreed. We have elections for council this year, so we'd be electing under a different set of rules. And then when we elect our next board at the end of this year, that will also be elected following the recommendations of a nominations committee. So we'd have some work to do internally to set up a nominations committee and get all these things in process. So that wouldn't involve most members directly, but it would be following on from the EGM and the Privy Council approval.
Right. So we will likely, if approved, see some changes before the end of the year.
Yes.
So we'll move quite fast. Excellent. I think that covers probably everything we need to know at this stage. The only thing to obviously finish on is just to encourage members, however long you've been with us for and whatever your role has been within the CIPR, whether you're a volunteer or not, to have a look at the consultation and to share your thoughts with us. And if you would like Rachel or Alastair to come and talk to you about what is being proposed in some more detail, then please do not hesitate to get in touch. Alastair and Rachel, thank you very much for your time this afternoon, and we look forward to sharing the next steps with you very soon.